From the Daily Reporter, this is Ethan Duran. Welcome to Brews and Blueprints, a podcast about construction and development across Wisconsin. I'm Ethan Duran with the Daily Reporter, and this is the Brews and Blueprints podcast. I'm here with Scott Wendt of Hunzinger Construction Company, who recently stepped into the role of president of Hunzinger's Milwaukee office. He has 23 years of experience with the company, starting as an intern and working his way up to project manager, vice president, and project executive. We're going to learn a little more about Scott and what's new with Hunzinger. Good to have you on the show, Scott.
Great to be here, Ethan. Appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. To start off with, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Born and raised in southeastern Wisconsin, so I am a southeastern Wisconsin native. Grew up in the Lake Country area. I've got three siblings. I've got an older sister, two younger brothers. My younger brothers were very close in age, so competitive by nature. The Wendt gatherings can be interesting at times. Attended Marquette University. Initially enrolled, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but I was initially enrolled in their pre-law program and ready to go to school. Went to the initial open house and had a change of heart and decided to pursue my interests, that being science and mathematics. So I enrolled in their engineering school and ended up getting a degree in civil engineering. Married my high school sweetheart, a wonderful woman, wonderful mother, very strong, and I would even tell you that she's even a better mother than a wife. But a lot of people don't know that about me as well. And then I have three wonderful kids. My daughter, the oldest, 17 or 16, going to be 17 soon. Emma, she's a junior at McGuanago High School. Just started driving in the last 3 months, so life is a little bit different. Good, but different. My oldest son is Brady. He's 14, going to be a freshman at McGuanago High School. His name is not by chance. I do have a man crush on Tom Brady, so I did carry that forward to one of my kids. And then my youngest son, Oliver, he is 7, going to be 7 a week from today, actually. And he's known as the mayor of McGuanago, very social. And I always tell people he's the unexpected bonus child. But between their sports, whether it's soccer, lacrosse, football, baseball, they keep us pretty busy and running around pretty constantly. And if we do have a break, some of my hobbies, I do enjoy golf, although I'm not very good at it, and also enjoy just getting outdoors and fishing with the family. Um, Started my career at Hunzinger while attending Marquette as a engineering co-op student. It's a fancy term for intern. But had the opportunity, and Hunzinger saw potential in me and asked that I fast track my college career, and actually graduated in 3.5 semesters with the engineering co-op, and then graduated on a Sunday and started work on a Monday. And 23 years has gone by very quickly, and here I am.
It's a wonderful career story you have. Can I ask, do you think, and I know a lot of people in construction, they pass along the torch to their kids usually. Do any of your children express interest in getting into that industry?
Oliver, especially, he's young. He's into the Lego phase, so he loves building, and he honestly does love all things science. And even my older son, they both have expressed interest in the construction industry, and it is prevalent in our family. I've got a lot of uncles and cousins that are in the trades. However, my daughter is has always been interested in veterinarian, and she is, now that she's getting close to that college age, she is heavily pursuing that and has voiced absolutely no interest in construction.
Hey, that's all right too. Going back a little bit, you mentioned growing up it was pretty competitive. Do you think that does that tie into your leadership style? How would you describe yourself as your leadership style in the office?
Sure. I mean, really, my goal is simple. It really is leading with integrity, listening with intention, and acting with a purpose, and really to serve all the great people of Hunzinger. And I think the competitive edge does come forward in my day-to-day tasks. I don't like losing, and I think everybody that has worked with me or that knows me understands that and appreciates that. But, my leadership style, I would describe it as collaborative, results driven, really rooted in accountability, clear communication, and then deep respect for everybody I work with. I believe in setting a strong vision, aligning people's around shared goals, and really empowering those individuals to take ownership of their work and accomplish those goals.
Yeah, as the president of the Milwaukee office, what sort of vision do you have for the company's home branch?
So I would tell you that we don't delineate between home branch versus the Denver branch. We're all one. We're in it together. But as I take the torch here to serve as one of the next presidents of Hunzinger, and as we push forward, really it's to continue to build upon that strong foundation and legacy that Jim and John Hunzinger and Kevin O'Toole have built, where the high standards are set, the innovation is driven on a daily basis, and really live by the company's model of do the right thing, and instill that in every individual to have them live that experience every day. I think, I would also add that, that my goals or vision would be to continue to break into market segments and strategically pursue some of those opportunities that are outside our traditional geographic reach. But what's most important to me is that we continue to do so, by delivering our brand, whether it's the operational excellence across the entire team or facet of a project, and really maintain that high level of delivery on safety, quality, and customer satisfaction.
When you talk about new market segments, can you give sort of an idea of what interests you or what interests the company?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just keeping a pulse on the industry, but right now, uh, biopharmaceuticals, a marketplace that we traditionally haven't had a lot of experience in, but we've had the opportunity recently to partner with one of our peer group members on a project in Kenosha, and even getting back into, I'll call it the hospital or healthcare work. When I first started here, we did a lot. I would say the majority of our work was in the healthcare marketplace. And just over the years, we haven't done a lot. So just kind of refocusing our attention and going to pursue and hopefully obtain some of that work that we haven't been successful getting in the recent past.
Now, you talked a little bit about your leadership style and sort of vision for the company. But can I ask, what responsibilities do you have right now? Do you oversee projects? Do you oversee people, or is it a little bit of both? Can you describe your role?
I would say yes. Um, I do oversee a number of projects. Also, I'm very plugged in the I'll call it the pre-construction estimating department. Every project that goes out or leaves the door, I do review and, communicate and work with those teams to make sure that, we're putting together a solid effort and a reasonable effort, and making sure that, things are accounted for, the headcounts are appropriate, and just making sure that, scope is accounted for properly. And then on the projects, I act more as a mentor to the project management team, whether it's the project manager, assistant project manager, project engineer, or even the superintendent, just leveraging my experience and some of my skills to help them deploy them at the project level.
What sort of projects is Hunzinger up to right now in the area? I've had the pleasure of walking through the Marcus Theater redevelopment, and I know
The Milwaukee Repertory Theater.
Milwaukee Repertory Theater. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. So we've got the larger projects. We're doing a historic renovation of the Milwaukee Repertory Theater, which you've had the opportunity to walk through. We are just actually getting to the bottom of the hole for the Foxtown Landing project right off the river, adjacent to the Milwaukee Public Market. We are doing a historic renovation of the St. Francis de Sales Seminary down in St. Francis. We're doing a campus-wide improvement for GE Healthcare in Waukesha. Can't share a lot of the specific details yet because they haven't been made public, but doing a lot of work with Uline, one of our big clients down in Kenosha, and then we're partnered with FA Wilhelm on the Lilly project. And we've got a number of school projects with the Racine Unified School District, doing an addition for the University School of Milwaukee. I know I'm forgetting something, but we've got work throughout southeast Wisconsin and even out in Madison. We're doing a multi-level, multi-phase renovation for Foley and Lardner Associates in Madison, and then we're doing some TI improvements for Interstate Partners out in Sun Prairie. So those are just a couple of them, to name a few.
Projects big and small all
Oh
over.
yeah, yep. We always tell
Um,
our clients that no project is too big nor too small for us to work on. We do all things.
That Lilly project has gathered a lot of buzz lately, and I know the governor announced it. I know there's billions in investment from that company, and there's been an explosion of mega projects just in that region in general. It's so big that it's making We Energies consider building power plants to support those developments. Are you able to share more about that specific project, or is that too early to tell right now?
Yeah, it really is too early to tell. Our involvement thus far is really just uh, modifying and retrofitting the existing facility that they built so that it can function in the way they need it to, and then obviously small additions or medium-sized additions to help it function as they need to. But there is much more to come.
And is F.A. Wilhelm, is that a local contracting group, or where are they from?
They are based out of Indianapolis, but they are one of our peer group members. Hunzinger's been in a peer group, I would say, for the last 25 years, almost 25 years, and there's 8 of us based throughout the country, East Coast, West Coast, North, almost into Canada. But F.A. Wilhelm is one of them, and we've been fortunate enough that they brought us to this project as Eli Lilly is one of their biggest and nearest dearest clients.
So you mentioned, your initial entrance into the Hunzinger Construction Company back at Marquette University, and it's a life-changing sort of experience, it sounds like, to find a company that you're interested in and continue with them for this long. Can you tell me a bit about what originally got you interested in the industry, and I guess a little more insight on that program as well, the co-op program?
Sure. So, what got me initially interested in construction really was I've always had that desire to understand and learn how things were put together, how they function, even to the point that I was able to disassemble some things at a young age, and I would have to look to my father to help put it back together, but, was always interested in Legos, and as I got older, like middle school, high school, like, just building half pipes, just hands-on activities, and just had that desire to understand how to build, and I also had that desire to want to build, but, also having uncles and cousins in the trade, it really heavily influenced me, to lead down that construction path. They were builders, electricians, masons, cement finishers, and just being their grunt labor as I was in high school over the summer, it just showed me that it took immense pride in what they did, and it showed that it made me drawn to the energy and the camaraderie and the sense of accomplishment that came with building something real. And what really sealed it for me was realizing how deeply this industry touches people's lives, whether it's school projects, hospitals, infrastructure, or even homes, and how much leadership and integrity matter in delivering a successful project. And that's really what keeps me driven is building great things with great people and then the impact it has on the communities that we live in.
For the co-op program at Marquette, just because it's my first time hearing about this sort of thing, is that still active as well? Is that still sort of part of the pipeline for getting talent into the industry?
It is, and what it is a program that and we actually employ, I'll call it an engineering co-op student. It might actually be a construction management co-op student from Marquette University right now. We call it intern, fancy name, right? But what it does is it allows you to go to school, and then you can take a semester off, and in lieu of taking class, you get real life work experience while getting college credit. So it's beneficial not only to the individual, but also the companies that those individuals are placed with or work at, so that they not only are they, I'll call it, hitting the ground running after they graduate, but it's also giving them a more than a 12-week real life experience as to what how a business operates and what is expected of you upon graduation.
For Hunzinger itself, when you look to recruit new people into the industry, and I imagine you're covering, the office side, the project management, project engineer side, but where do you like to look for that kind of talent? What are some of the schools or places in Wisconsin that have like really great turnout when you're trying to fill roles?
Yeah, historically, we've hired a lot of people from Marquette, MSOE, Platteville, Stout, University of School, or not University of School, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Madison. We even have some people that are from south of the border, Illinois, even Michigan. It's really finding those programs that have that construction management focus, whether it's engineering or construction management, but giving them the opportunity to come here. And I guess we primarily look in this marketplace statewide and maybe some neighboring states, but it's really how we go about finding and recruiting and attracting some of the best talent.
Can I ask, what's your take on Gen Z entering the office? I know I've been in conversations with people before just about filling the labor shortage. Some are like the most hardworking people I've ever seen, or some are like they're not at all. They're too, on technology. Where do you fall in that take? And what are your hopes for filling in the labor shortage in the long run?
Yeah, so I think everybody in this industry's been struggling with the, I'll call it the trade, the crafts people, the skilled crafts people. It wasn't, it's not pushed at that high school level anymore. Although I think unions are making a concentrated focus on trying to deliver that message that you don't have to go to college to make a good living. But with Gen Z, I think everybody that I've had the opportunity to work with thus far, they are hardworking. They tend to want to work on the computer, but I think our industry being in construction, there's a good mix of computer and getting your boots dirty and walking on the site. And I think once they understand that, they get comfortable with it and they run with it. They are excelling.
I will say that's not too different from the journalism industry, as there's a lot of split between office and field time, as for engineering as well. In the initial announcement, the leadership changes at Hunzinger, I know you and I believe it was Matt and David. You got a shout out from John Hunzinger.
Yeah.
Um, what's your relationship like with John and the rest of the leadership at the Hunzinger team?
Sure. So, it, not only John, but I've been truly blessed to have three of what I would tell you are the best mentors in all of the construction industry in John Hunzinger, Jim Hunzinger, and the late great Kevin O'Toole. We always refer to the three of them as the big three, but each of them have different strengths and or expertise. And being able to have worked with them for 20 plus years, each of them closely, and glean all that knowledge from each of them, it really has shaped my professional growth, and the insights I've gained from them are really truly invaluable. And then the shout out to David and Matt, and not only those two, but the other leadership group here: Dan Cole, Ryan O'Toole, Dan Von Rieden, Will Wright, Kevin Sandcooler, Tim Verheyen. I always call my partners in crime my PIC, but we've been working very closely with one another for the last 5 years, and what we've been able to accomplish together has been nothing short of extraordinary. Just the growth that we've seen, the number of people we've done, some of the new markets we've gotten into. But my relationship with John has been very close, one that I would say has been of mutual respect. He's always challenged me from the very beginning on my growth. Even early in my career, John provided guidance, honest feedback, and really helped shape how I led and how I make decisions and handle pressure. One thing about John is he never hands you the answers if you approach him, but instead he'll ask you the hard questions that forced me to think critically about myself and really take ownership of my growth. And I would tell you that in the last 1 to 2 years, our relationship has evolved from, I'll call it the teacher-student model to more of the peer dialogue, and he's allowed me to really bring my own perspective and insights into our conversations, especially around some of the business decisions, and the that mutual exchange has been incredibly rewarding, and then more than anything in with John, and it's true of Jim and Kevin as well, but the they modeled integrity, humility, just their visionary thought process, their long-term thinking, and their values. Their values are what I carry with me every day, especially as I take on this next level to serve Hunzinger. Our relationship has instilled a strong desire to mentor others and just really build a culture of continuous learning within Hunzinger. I can't say any more positive things. I mean, they are truly great people.
Being 23 years into the industry, what has motivated you to be part of it for so long?
I think, again, back to my initial comment, with just how our industry touches so many different, different aspects of people's lives. When you get to go to a groundbreaking for a, school and then see the project through, completion and then be there for the ribbon cutting ceremony and just to see all the community members, especially the kids and the staff, just to see the excitement for them to go into their new school and just understanding what that school means to that community and how it's really going to shape and really guide the path of the next future generation of that community. It's just it truly is touching.
Speaking of the future generation and mentorship, do you have any advice for people looking to work in construction management, getting into project management roles and moving up in their respective companies?
Sure. I think, the advice that I would give to anyone, entering the construction management field, project management, superintendent, whatever it may be, um, really is to try to balance your technical skills along with people skills and never stop learning. You always got to be learning, always trying to find ways to improve yourself. And I would tell you that the best project managers are not just great at scheduling, estimating, or understanding how to read drawings, but they're effective communicators, problem solvers, and leaders who can align teams to accomplish goals under sometimes extreme pressure. I would also share with them that, and I've been fortunate in this case because I've been able to spend nearly half my career in the field, but spend as much time in the field as possible. You'll gain a deeper respect and understanding for what goes into quality construction. You'll understand how it's built, how things are assembled, and it'll give you credibility with the crews and the subcontractors that one day you'll end up leading the charge on those projects. The other thing I always tell, people here at Hunzinger is you have to get comfortable or learn how to wear complexity and pressure. Um, Project management is about balancing multiple aspects. It's very dynamic. You got to balance budgets, timelines, safety, people, and you really have to embrace challenge as the opportunities come forward. So you gotta be able to wear that and understand how to be comfortable with it. And I think the last thing I would add was just stay humble, stay curious. The industry is forever evolving. Lean construction was a hot topic a couple years ago. Now it's new technologies, whether it's robotics or even artificial intelligence. Things are changing quickly. Keep asking questions and keep pushing the boundaries and be willing to adapt to change.
Thanks for sharing, Scott. I think that's a good time to wrap it up. Once again, Scott, thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate your time and the partnership we have with Hunzinger. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. My pleasure being here. Appreciate the opportunity, and happy 4th of July.
Of course. Happy 4th of July.
All right. Cheers.